You ever have one of those moments where your entire world gets yanked out from under you so fast, you don't even have time to catch your breath? Yeah, that was me, not too long ago. Let me tell you, I never thought the words "the HOA president chained my daughter to the porch" would ever come out of my mouth. But here we are. And just so we're clear, I mean literally, with a chain, right there in the blazing July sun. Her excuse? Said she was allowed to secure offending property. I got to hear her say to a judge, later, "I'd do it again," like it was nothing. But let me back up a sec. Before I get too deep, drop me a comment. Tell me where you're listening from, 'cause I gotta know I'm not alone in this crazy world. So picture this. I'm in my patrol car, that sad little AC huffing against a 95-degree afternoon, counting down the minutes till I can kick off my boots. 25 years on the force, 5 as police chief, and still, the best part of any day was that drive home. My neighborhood, Maple Creek Lane. It's the kind of place folks pay through the nose for: quiet, trimmed lawns, Mr. Finley rocking on his porch, sprinkler systems hissing in the heat, kids' bikes littered across yards. That afternoon, Nicole's roses were on fire, red and yellow blooms everywhere, like something out of a Hallmark card. For a second, it looked perfect. Then I heard the scream. Not the fell off your bike kind. Not even the bee in your hair kind. This was a sound I'd never heard my daughter make. It sliced through that peaceful street, sent my heart plummeting straight to the floor. I didn't even put the car in park, just slammed the door, ran full tilt up the walkway, yelling her name. And there was Emma, my 8-year-old, lying on the porch, sun beating down, face ghost white, lips blue, shaking. And wrapped around her, glinting in the sunlight, was a steel chain, padlocked to the porch pillar, digging into her chest, holding her arm pinned. On her wrist, that medical heart monitor we never let out of sight, flashing and blaring for all it was worth. That's when I stopped being a cop. I was just a dad, running on fear and adrenaline. I knelt beside her, touching her face. She was burning up. The chain was tight, and the porch was so hot you could fry an egg. And then I heard this chipper, sing-song voice say, "It's a violation." I look up, and there's Karen Sloan, HOA president, standing in my roses like she owns the place, clipboard in hand, hair done up like she's running for office. She starts quoting bylaws at me, about the little blue slide Emma likes, says it can't be visible from the street. 3 warnings, Tim. Like she hadn't just left my kid chained to a post in 95-degree heat. I'm looking at her, then at Emma, who's barely breathing, and my rage. Honest to God, I could have torn the earth in two. Karen gives this little shrug, like it's nothing. The bylaws are clear. When compliance issues are ignored, the HOA can secure offending property. The slide was the property. The child was attached to it. A simple restraining measure. She'd knocked, she said. No one answered. I swear, I finally understood what evil looks like. It wears a linen suit, holds a clipboard, and smiles while your kid's suffocating. But the training kicked in. I knew I had to get Emma free, get her to the hospital. As I ran for help, questions were screaming in my head. Where was Nicole? Why hadn't her monitor alarm gone off on our phones? Nicole is XEMT, fortress level protective. Turns out the house was dead silent. Power out, Wi-Fi down. Somebody had cut the main breaker. She was in her office, headphones on, working away, no clue about what was happening outside. We pieced it together later. Someone killed the power, knowing it would cut the alarm feed and Nicole's noise machine would drown out the sound. Someone who knew exactly how our house worked. I grabbed my bolt cutters, never thought I'd need them for my own kid, and I ran back. By the time I broke the chain, Nicole was already on the porch, all business, counting heartbeats, starting compressions, yelling for the AED. The paramedics showed up fast, thank God. They shocked her heart back, got her on the gurney, and rushed her to the ER. Nicole rode in the ambulance, and I followed, hands shaking so bad I nearly snapped the steering wheel in half. We waited for hours, me, staring at the ceiling, replaying every second, every warning we'd ever gotten from Karen, every stupid fine about lawn length and welcome mats. That night, a detective came for my statement. I laid it all out. The chain, the padlock, Karen on the scene. The doctor finally came out and said Emma was stable. Barely. It was close. Nicole insisted I go home for a while. Walking through the house felt wrong. The porch was taped off as a crime scene, the air conditioning humming again, but all I felt was cold. I couldn't sleep. I paced, replaying Karen's smug face, Emma's tiny body, the sound of that alarm. The next morning, Nicole got on her laptop and started digging. She's not just a mom, she's a detective when she's mad. She found the HOA's public financials, tens of thousands in legal fees going to some fancy real estate law firm. Then she pulled out an old newsletter Karen had hand-delivered, and tucked inside was a glossy letter, an offer from Vidian Ridge Estates, a developer looking to buy up our whole neighborhood. Only problem, they needed everyone to sell. And our house. Top of the resistant list, circled in red, target for aggressive compliance. Karen's handwriting. Suddenly it all clicked. All the fines, all the watching, the harassment, it wasn't about the rules. It was about driving us out, clearing the way for a buyout. We needed proof, someone who saw Karen do it. Mr. Finley, across the street, had a front row seat to everything. I went over, and he confirmed it. Saw her chain Emma, saw the whole thing. He agreed to testify. For a few hours, I actually felt hope. Until Karen left him a message, a dead bird on his porch with a note. Chirping gets you hurt. He called, terrified, said he couldn't risk his wife's health, couldn't testify. Just like that, our one witness was gone. That night, Karen came to my house, caught her on the doorbell cam, staring right at the lens. She wanted me to know she wasn't afraid. That's when I knew this was war. The next day, I went to my deputy, Marcus, laid out everything. Emma, the chain, the buyout scheme, the threats. I recused myself, made it official, but off the books, I pulled in my two best detectives. We came up with a plan. Catch Karen bragging, get her on tape. Make it public so no one could spin it. We set a trap. I retired from the force, posted a picture with Emma, made it look like I was out for good. Karen bought it, called a secret board meeting, and our tech, hidden camera in the smoke detector, recorded every word. We watched from a van down the street as Karen called my daughter a liability, boasted she'd chain her again, said, I broke him. Confessed it all, right there, thinking she'd won. That Saturday, at the big HOA meeting, Karen strutted to the podium ready to announce the buyout. I walked in, Nicole at my side, everyone staring like I'd risen from the dead. Karen tried to have me thrown out, but my team was ready. Diaz dimmed the lights, fired up the projector, and played that secret recording for the whole room. You could hear a pin drop. The crowd watched Karen admit everything, her voice echoing, I'd do it again. The place exploded. Her muscle tried to get physical, but let's just say I handled it, and my team swarmed in, badges out. Karen was arrested, screaming the whole way. It was over. The developer pulled out, the councilman vanished, the city launched an ethics probe, and the HOA collapsed, unanimous vote to dissolve. Neighbors finally talked to each other. Finley was a hero. And in court, with the recording, Karen pled guilty, stacked charges, 40 years. Justice, for once, felt swift. But the real work was at home. Emma was scared for weeks, hated the porch, woke up from nightmares. We got her a great therapist, and we just sat with her. Built towers, colored, let her take her time coming back. Slowly, the fear faded. My retirement ended once things settled, but I came back changed, knowing what it really means to protect your own. The porch is just a porch again. Emma's out there now, cannonballing into a pile of leaves, sliding down that same blue slide. No flinching, just pure laughter. Nicole squeezes my hand, says, You did good, Tim. I watch our kid run, and for the first time in a long time, I can breathe. So here's my question to you. How far would you go for your family? Would you take on the monsters in your own backyard? Drop your thoughts below. What's justice mean to you? And if you've ever dealt with an HOA horror story or fought for what's right, I want to hear it. Hit that like, share your story, and let's remind each other, sometimes the good guys really do win.